remember, you know, there was a sequence of Soviet premiers die,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get the next one, and then like 2 or 3 years later he's gone, and then you get another one, Brezhnev and those clowns.
All natural causes, right?
Yeah, natural causes.
Natural causes.
They die, and then all of a sudden we hear about this Gorbachev guy,
Mm-hmm.
who's more of a moderate, starts talking about perestroika and glasnost, and we have so many, we have so many people, we have so multiple generations of people in this country that have no concept or knowledge of history, international politics, international relations, and how all this stuff works. And I'm not saying I'm an expert at it. I'm not. But, I've had a class in international relations in college. I have my degree in history. I read, I read various sources, and, and I teach it. So, I have a unique perspective, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I also talk to people. I've talked to people from other countries. I've gone to visit other countries, and the Cold War, was an interesting time period from post World War II to 1990, and then to witness the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Baltic Wars, and all the stuff that happened there, and to realize how much was being suppressed from behind the scenes by the Soviet military. Because look at what happened in Serbia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and how that trickles down to other places around the world. And if we were having this conversation in a coffee shop somewhere, if all three of us were sitting down having this conversation, speaking loudly for other people to hear, they'd think we were talking about a movie.
Well, what's scarier is now in society, everything gets memory hold super quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is like the Ministry of Information, like
Mm-hmm.
2.0, or actually the realization of it. We have recent events in history within the last couple of years where people will come out against something like immigration, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Obama deported some 3,000 people, and
3.2 million.
Or 3.2 million. Sorry, 3,000.
Probably 3,000 a day.
Yeah, exactly. And no one was upset about that. And then the argument is, well, it wasn't as chaotic, or the theater involved now as it wasn't then.
Mm-hmm.
No, it absolutely was. But you had, local governments that cooperated with the efforts. And so then you didn't have all this ginned up resistance to them simply enforcing the law. It's not like new immigration policy just got, we're just enacting what was already there.
Right.
But everyone loves to memory hole that. Clinton deported people
Clinton
too.
was like over 10 million.
They all had views and policies that weren't really unlike what we have now, except it's Orange Man bad. So
they weren't as polarizing.
Yeah. So but I feel like you're 100% right. People wouldn't be able to talk about the Cold War. They wouldn't have any way of knowing what the ins and outs were of that. But I think that's just indicative of kind of the time we're living in now. Not only are we not willing to look back, we're willing to completely erase anything that destroys our narrative, or whatever the popular narrative is, whatever the Kool-Aid is everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
If you even present something that opposes or challenges that, they will memory hole it.
And that's dangerous. I mean, that's absolutely dangerous. There's people that now, it's a growing number of people that don't believe the Holocaust happened.
Yeah.
I got news for you, man. I've been to Dachau. I can tell you it happened. I'm going to Auschwitz in 2 years.
For meaning over here.
Yeah. I mean, it's and then the misuse of words.
Oh yeah,
the misuse of the word genocide.
They reconstitute language, like the new speak. I hate to reference 1984 so much, but
you have to.
But it's almost like I made a joke.
Both sides are referring to it as well.
I made a joke. I don't know, years back with this company I was working with, and everyone was talking about, what are you doing for the new year? And I had just gotten a fresh copy of 1984. I was like, it was like 2021. I was like, I just got this new daily journal handbook I'm really excited to get into. And I sent him a picture of 1984. But it's so funny
Perfect.
because it's it's one of
And for
those
them, it
things.
probably went right here.
Yeah,
right
most
over their head.
a couple of the older people laughed, and some of the younger ones were like, "Oh, what is that about?" I'm like, "Well, it's not your birth date, so
Yeah,
it wasn't your
look up Orwell.
yeah
Look up Orwellian legacy
yeah."
and kind of read about him.
But I think that the whole misinformation, disinformation. I was hearing somebody talk about encyclopedias. They were just trying to buy encyclopedias, and they thought, okay, well, maybe if I find like this really old, and not even really old, these ones they were looking at had been published 5 years ago, something like that, 10 years ago. And even still, it was corrupt. You couldn't look at any. It had no. They all had a left-leaning bias. They all couched things in a way that certainly helped progressive idealism and all that, and it did not give anything that was remotely objective or just singularly true. It had to have some type of slant or bias in it.
Propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda. So like you hear things about like Wikipedia, they're having trouble. People are moving away from them, don't want to give them money because of the obvious, bias. And Grokkopedia's growing, apart from, how do I make a hash pipe out of an apple?
3D printers.
Yeah, 3D printers.
3D printers. How can I want to make a bong with a 3D printer?
Yeah.
How can I do that? Yeah, it's funny to sit and to see all this stuff as it comes out in the news. And yeah, I've said this before. I've told people in private, to me the two most dangerous challenges to our country is the media and liberal education.
Yeah,
People being indoctrinated, and it goes both ways. For you that are liberal out there, don't sit there and start thinking I'm hating on liberals. It goes the other way too. It's extreme conservative, extreme, but it just tends to be in most colleges. There's a lot of liberal indoctrination. We have a Muslim mayor in New York City, a city that was attacked by Muslims on 9/11, and now you have a guy who, and it's nothing personal against him, but now he's the mayor of New York City. What is going on?
Yeah.
And you see he gets up there and he's not going to be able to fulfill probably 85 to 90% of his promises because it's not his power.
Yeah, the buses are already like he promised free buses, and bus
It's
transport went up, and
it again, and people don't understand the principle of federalism. You're the mayor, bro. Well, I called the president today. Okay, well, good for you.
yeah, cool.
He gave me a briefing. No, he didn't.
No, he
You're
didn't.
not entitled to a briefing. You're a mayor.
Yeah,
You're not a senator. You're not on the arms committee. You're not on the you're a mayor. Just go mayor and try not to screw it up.
It concerns me that he's a communist, not that he's a Muslim.
And he's not a socialist. He's a communist.
No,
open
he's
communist.
an open communist, and then his his housing person, Sia. Gosh, I forget her name. Her first name's Sia. Hopefully,
Sia Wackadoo.
Hopefully, see you later at some point. Yeah, she's openly talked about like basically driving property down to it being worthless.
That home ownership is evil.
Yeah, it's evil. It's a archetype. It's part of white supremacy. And all the while, her mom has like a $1.4 million mansion
In Tennessee.
And
That she paid $700K for.
yeah, and the government should take 30% of your earnings for housing, and that's what you do regardless of where you are. That's what 30%. So she gets confronted in front of her apartment or something recently in New York, and she just bursts out into tears and like has a complete like emotional fit. And there's great pictures of her. Very attractive woman, as you would expect for this role and these ideals. So yeah, it was kind of funny to watch, but yeah, they are unapologetically communist in all of their ethos. So, couching it in anything else, democratic socialism doesn't pass the smell test. You guys we're going to seize the means of production, like all the classical earmarks of marks is present. So
So why are people believing this stuff to be good and true?
Because it's what this is what they've been taught at school, at college.
Hmm.
it is hard to get away from there, because especially if you think of the two mediums where most of society is going to be formed, right? So you have media, which you're going to consume. My dad
Mhm.
wasn't a big media guy growing up. He would have me go get the paper for him. I'd go get it. He'd give me a quarter or whatever. I go to the thing and go get his paper and bring it back. And so he fairly stayed read up as much as you would for that time period. So you have people getting their information via these channels, which at this point are almost unanimously left. And then you have the school system almost, uniformly left in every way. And it would be the equivalent of saying, okay, well, I'm just not going to drink the water. I'm going to go buy water over here.
Mhm.
And that's the only way you kind of escape, the pool. Otherwise, everyone's being infected by it. Everyone's touched by it, because the easiest way you get this stuff is through school and through media.